Nigerians, the Electricity and Power Sector Reform Act of 2005 has been replayed and replaced by the 2023 Electricity Act, which has now officially been signed into law by the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed TINUBU. Monopolies in Nigeria's electricity generation, transmission, and distribution will be broken up a statewide base as a result of recently enacted law. Welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you are just joining us, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. This new law will make it possible for a state, a firm, or even an individual to generate, transmit, and distribute power in any part of the country they choose. It is essential to keep in mind that the Electricity Act 2023 was initially passed into law by legislators in July 2022. This was done in order to provide states with the ability to provide license to private investors so that such investors may operate power plants and mini grids within the state. The Act, on the other hand, makes it against the law to distribute power over the state lines internationally. In accordance with the Electricity Act of 2023, the Nigerian Energy Regulatory Commission (NERC) will be granted the authority to exercise jurisdiction over the energy industry in Nigeria. This would be the case despite the fact that the state would continue to be in possession of the right to adopt laws, establish electoral markets, and regulate those markets. After the establishment of state regulatory authorities, the Act specifies in details the process that the NERC must go through in order to delegate its regulatory jurisdiction to such entities. The NERC will continue to control the energy business, even though it is only practiced in those states until such time as those states implement legislation concerning the regulatory of the electricity markets. At this point in time, the state of Lagos, Edo, and Kaduna already have regulations for the electricity market in place, and it is probably that those governments will begin to regulate their own markets in the near future. Notwithstanding this, the NERC will be the governing body in states that do not currently have such regulations in place. The North American, the Electrical Reliability Corporation, that is the NERC, will continue to implement cross-border standards in order to control generations and transmission across state lines. Nigerians, President Muhammadu Buhari, President Bola Ahmed TINUBU has signed the 2023 Electricity Act, which is a replacement for the Electricity and Power Sector Reform Act of 2005 into law. The newly enacted law will monopolize Nigerian electricity generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity at the national level. This new law will empower states to empower companies and individuals to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity in the country. Recall that the Electricity Act 2023 was initially passed by lawmakers in July 2022 to allow the state to issue license to private investors who can operate mini grids and power plants within the state. But the Act precludes interstate and transnational electricity distribution. The Nigerian Energy Regulatory Commission would be able to govern the energy industry. The Nigerian Energy Regulatory Commission, which is the NECR, okay, they would be able to govern the energy industry within Nigeria under the Electricity Act 2023 without prejudice to the states. Authority to pass laws, create electricity markets, and regulate those markets. The Act specify how the NERC can delegate regulatory authority to state regulators once they are constituted. NERC will continue to regulate energy business conducted solely in those states until those states' electricity markets regulations are passed. For the time being, Lagos, Edo, and Kaduna State already have power market regulations in place and may begin regulating their markets. However, the NERC will regulate in states where such regulations do not exist. So the NERC will continue to carry out cross-border rules regarding generation and transmission across states. So the Act also empowers its parliamentarians to carry out oversight tasks and exercise control over the NERC through the Senate and the House committees on power. This should be done regardless of any government ministry supervisor authority over government-owned firms or other entities engaged in the Nigerian energy supply industry. As Nigerians who have reacted to this says, kudos to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is true federalism. It has just started. It has just begun. We need more, this to engender rapid development in Nigeria. Thank you, Jagaban. I strongly believe that you shall be far better than both. So guys, let's quickly hear from you. What's your take on this? Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Thank you for this coming out here. God bless you. Bye for now.